Now it is.
Okay, perfect.
It just took pictures.
That's all right, and it's running now. It's got the timer going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we got, you're at 9 seconds.
All right, perfect. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Two Chefs, One Mission. I'm Chef Walzy.
I'm Chef Jimmy.
Chef Jimmy is going to be doing some recording today, and I'm going to show you guys how to do a blackened swordfish. Now, I'll try to work between two cameras here as we're going.
Oh, you could just, if you just want to focus on the YouTube one, I mean, this is just going to be like kind of
I'll
an
try
angle.
to say hi here, hi there, but we'll get
Yeah.
angles everywhere. So basically here I have a piece of swordfish. Actually, it's a beautiful piece of swordfish.
That is gorgeous.
It's about a 6-ounce piece of swordfish right here. And I actually got this from a company called, and I'll put a link to where I got this in the bottom and the comments on the video. I believe it was New York Delicacies, if I remember correctly. And it actually come from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So it's off the coast out there. So, but I'm basically going to show you how to make a blackened one today. And the first thing I did is after I completely thawed it, I put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw itself, and then brought it over here, brought it up to room temperature. And then I completely dried it off. This type of cooking you can do with any kind of protein. You know, it just doesn't have to be swordfish. I just like swordfish, and I hadn't had any for a while, so I wanted to try it again. So,
right now, what's the reasoning for drying it off?
Because if you don't, it's not going to hold the seasoning. Your seasoning is going to fall off. Your blackening seasoning is going to fall off. It's just going to kill your oil quicker.
Exactly.
You need to pat everything and make sure it's completely dry, which it is. So, basically, then I got my gloves on today. So you always want to make sure you glove up, especially using like fish and chicken, well, any kind of protein, any kind of
protein, any kind of raw meats.
You got to have your gloves on. So, what I have here today, I have a little bit of olive oil that I brought with me. I got a dip that I'll tell you about how I made it later. That's going to go on the fish after it's done. I have my blackened seasoning that I have. This is actually a seasoning of my own that I created. It's called Pantry Plethora. It's got all sorts of good stuff in there. But if you just want to make your basic blackening season without having to do something like this, I mean, it's very simple. Smoked paprika, you want your onion powder, your garlic powder, peppercorns, some crushed peppercorns in there, cayenne pepper. You can use it any way you want. You know, make any kind of blackening seasoning any way you want. This is just an all-purpose seasoning that I make that I'm going to use today, and we'll go from there. So this is what we're going to use. Going to be using a cast iron skillet today. Thank you, Chef Jimmy, for letting me use this.
No problem.
And we'll get started, ladies and gentlemen. So I got my fish completely dry here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I'm going to put on just a little binder. Not very much. I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil. You can use whatever kind of binder you want, but basically a binder does, it kind of seals the meat. It allows it to, doesn't brown as quick. It's going to allow it to absorb the flavor, keep it moist, and let your, the form a crust on your seasoning, or form a crust with your seasoning on your steak, on your protein. So I'm just going to use a little bit of oil here, and I'm going to coat the entire piece of fish.
Oh, we got a friend of mine, Terry. Terry's watching. Hi, Terry. How you doing?
Terry, how you doing?
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just a little oil, just like that. And this, I'm going to use this to coat the entire piece of fish. So we're going to put this on the front. I'm going to go down on the sides with it.
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
Brenda, how you doing, young lady? So basically, I've got my binder on my piece of swordfish now, and it's not overly wet. It's just coated, just coated enough to get that adhesion done. So, and you can use anything you want to as a binder. I use mayonnaise a lot for a binder. Mayonnaise works very well as a binder.
I've used mayonnaise and mustard.
Mustard's a great
mustard's binder. A great binder.
Great binder. I love mustard. So now I'm going to take my Pantry Plethora. If I can get it open, probably not. Tell you what, I'm just going to switch out my gloves because it's got the oil on it.
Yeah, make it even harder.
Yeah, make it even harder. So, but you can kind of see a little bit of stuff in there. There's fennel seed in there. I like to do I like to smoke my fennel seed, or not really so much smoke them, but brown them in a skillet, crack them open a little bit, get the flavor, the aroma, the aromatics going of them.
That smells amazing.
And fennel seed is just, I love working with fennel seed.
Oh, so do I.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful spice. I also have some coriander in here. I like working with fresh. I'm lost, Jimmy. Help me out. Oh, my mind is blank today. It'll come back though. Coriander is actually the seed that produces the Cilantro.
Cilantro.
I'm sorry. Too many C's going on right now. So I do like
Well, if
cooking.
it made you feel any better, I threw a total blank myself.
Yeah. I do like using fresh cilantro, but sometimes I don't always have it, or it goes bad before I can use it.
Yes.
So, but I do.
And cilantro's got a good flavor to it.
It does.
I mean, a lot of people think it's parsley, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's got a very, very beautiful citrusy flavor to it, almost like a lemon consistency.
Right.
And that pairs beautifully with fish.
Right. And your parsley has more of a bitter.
Exactly. 100%. So, just doing that. So, and I'm going to coat this generously on both sides. And I'm not going to rub it in. I'm just going to kind of pat it in because I want it to form a crust.
If you rub it in, you take the chance of rubbing it off.
Exactly.
Or tearing your fish.
Exactly. So you just want to pat it in there and be generous with it too. And if you want, you can hit the sides a little bit.
Hi, Teresa. Welcome for tuning in.
Teresa, how you doing? We're going to come into the back here. We're going to coat this generously with the seasoning blend.
Hi, Deb. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Deb. Haven't forgotten about you guys over here for the YouTube channel. Still here. How you doing? So now I have officially seasoned my swordfish, and now I'm just going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. And I want my swordfish at room temperature, or any meat kind of at room temperature. That way, it's a room temperature, it's dried out, and it helps take some of the moisture out. If you bring it out of the ice box or set it down, you want to let it just, relax, and then you can draw more of the moisture out, so you get this.
Yeah, that's the steaks that are behind you. That's what I did with that. Is
exactly.
I let them come to room temperature before I put them in my marinade.
Oh man, they smell amazing.
Thank you. Hi Jen, how are you? Thanks for tuning in.
Real quick and put all this stuff up. I'm going with my pantry plethora. I love the word plethora. When I was growing up, The Three Amigos was one of my favorite movies. I saw it as soon as it came out. My uncle took me to see it, and I remember the villain, who was it? El Guapo. He asked his little sidekick, I think it was Hefe.
Hefe, yeah.
He's like, you have all these many flowers coming. He's like, would you say I have a plethora of flowers? Oh yes, you have a plethora. So that's where I learned that word from. When I finally looked up and realized what it was and got the meaning of it, I just loved it. It just means an abundance of something. So, but it just felt good. And the pantry part, this is stuff that I have in my pantry.
Right.
This isn't some exotic spice out there. It's just something that I got in my cabinet that I get from Walmart and make and create. So it's just pantry plethora. It's abundance of flavor.
Right.
Basically what it is where I come up with that. So, but while my swordfish is resting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my pan going after I put on another pair of my gloves. You want to preheat your pan first. And Jimmy was nice enough to go ahead and season this for me. I feel like I'm a doctor.
In a roundabout way we are.
I tell you what, I feel like
we doctor up food.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm back on the ambulance again. The only difference is I don't have my glove ripped, so I can start IVs to fill the vein.
Right.
But yeah, you always want to have your gloves on. And I'm going to put these up and get rid of them because Jimmy is allergic to latex.
Yes.
So I do not want to have Jimmy an anaphylactic shock while I'm cooking swordfish. The swordfish is going to burn. I got to go take care of my partner, Brian. But anyway, I'm going to start it's about a 6 ounces, probably about a ½ inch thick. And I'm probably going to do about a medium temperature. I don't want it to burn too quick. And I just want to get a nice sear on it. So,
hi, Justin. Thanks for tuning in.
Justin, how you doing, buddy? So I got to learn Jimmy's stove. I mean, we're in Jimmy's stove, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, the first turn is it'll turn it on. You hear it clicking?
Yep, we're good.
And then you just gotta watch your temperature to start out with.
And hopefully everybody can see what I'm doing right here. I'll kind of tilt the pan as much as I can so you can see what I'm doing. But right now I'm just going to preheat my pan, and then I'll go with the oil. And I've also got a little butter that I'm going to throw in right before I put the fish in, add a little bit of flavor to it. And I like to baste my stuff too as I'm cooking with it.
Yes.
A lot of times I'll use fresh herbs if I can, fresh parsley, thyme, oregano, and just put the twigs right on top of the steak or the fish or the protein and baste it in. It's just a beautiful flavor.
I like to set it off to the side.
Exactly.
And then just...
Yeah. Let it, like you said, put it off to the side, let it marinate itself, get the juices and baste on top of it. There's so many different ways to do it, and that's the beauty about cooking. So And anyway, our swordfish here starting to
That
get
looks awesome.
like they call the meat sweats. It's starting to sweat a little bit, which is completely fine, but that's going to brown beautifully. And
Hi, Jessica. Thanks for tuning in.
thank you. Hi, Jessica. I'm probably going to go 2.5 to 3 minutes each side on this particular one, but I am going to check it that way because I'm not real sure. I have not used this product before, so I'm going to check it. I don't want it to burn. So, and if it does, you know what, we'll still eat it. You know,
Right.
Not looking for perfection here, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to produce something
Hey, if
tasty.
if it gets messed up, then guess what? You saw a real deal.
Yeah, that's
We're not perfect,
we're not going to add anything here. What you see is what you get. So if we mess up, you watch us mess up, and
and then you get to watch me pick on them.
yeah, and then I'll try to salvage it to the best that I can.
Right.
Even if I take it home to the cats, it's going somewhere. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in my hot skillet right now. Just going to set that off to the side. I'll take care of that later. I've never been hit in the head with one of these. I probably should have, but I never have been.
You wouldn't like it.
Awesome. So nice. Beautifully. If you also want to check see how your heat's doing, you can always throw a little bit of your seasoning in. You see it start to pop. You see it start to sizzle.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty close right now to where I want to be. So,
okay.
But you don't want too much oil and too much stuff in there because you don't want it to be grease saturated. You just want enough that's going to give you that browning, that char, that crust we want to get. So one thing that I use in here is I use coconut sugar, which I love to use because it seems like it gives it a better crust to me. And it's something I just started playing with recently. So I've been using it with different types of products, but coconut sugar doesn't smell the greatest, but it does give a beautiful brown to it and adds just a little bit of a different sweetness that I like. So just something I've been experimenting with. So
thanks for tuning in, Gabriel.
how you doing? So basically right now, I'm going to use Jimmy's knife that he got for a present, correct?
Yes, my high school graduation from my Aunt Cassie.
And he's only sharpened it. That's it. So,
Yep.
So if I lose a finger, you do a great job, brother. So, but I'm only going to put maybe just a tablespoon of butter in with this. And I'm going to put this butter in right before I drop the swordfish in to be seared. But you want to make sure your grease and everything's nice and hot before you put it in. That's way. If you let it sit too long, you're not the part. It's going to get mushy on you.
Right.
You're not going to get that crust. So you want to get that sear, that initial sear on it. So, oh yeah, looking good. So throw my butter in right there. And let it melt down. I love that smell of butter. Nice rainy day here in the state of Illinois.
Yes, it is.
Other than my hip and the rest of my body hating it, and I do like the rain, but the rest of me doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the rain.
No.
I am, but I'm not.
Yeah. Did you get a lot of summer storms and stuff around the Buffalo area when you lived up there, Jim? How was the weather compared to down here to Illinois?
The thunderstorms down here are definitely more prevalent and more intense.
Yeah.
What we have up there, we'll have our rain days. We've had a couple, buttes for thunderstorms, but nothing like I've experienced down here. I mean, down here, you all of a sudden the storm rolls in, your trees are going sideways, and you got rain sheeting sideways. Where I can honestly say I think I can count on one hand how many times it's actually happened up there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome,
in my lifetime. I mean, other areas of New York possibly, could be a lot more, but where I was closer to the lake, we never really got anything like we're getting here. Now, we've gotten intense storms, don't get me wrong. And we've had some intense thunderstorms with intense downpours where we had flooding and everything else, but it's like a weekly thing here.
Yes, it just gets crazy. And before long, it's going to just be hot and nothing and dry, and we're wishing we had the rain.
Right.
It's just welcome to Illinois.
I would like to mow my back lot one of these days.
Exactly.
And right now, because it goes downhill, I can't because I'll slide right into the ravine.
Exactly. So I think my oil's ready. And then when I put my steak in, I'm always going to, I call it a steak. It's more like
Jessica just said that it's been raining a lot here lately. Today it's 88. Tomorrow rain and storms.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. When I do put the steak in, I'm going to lay it away from me. That way, if it does, I lose control of the meat and it splashes, I'm not going to get the grease on me.
Right.
I'd rather clean up the mess over here.
Always away from you, never
always
towards
away.
you.
So, all right, I'm going to take my beautiful piece of swordfish here. It's going to be a beautiful color right there. You can see all the different kind of spices and everything. And the fennel seeds, I love fennel seeds. So, I'm going to put it in, ladies and gentlemen. And right before I put it in, I did bump up the heat just a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the burner I was telling you about. That you'll notice that it's a smaller burner, so
yes.
it's a lower heat.
Yeah. So I bumped up just
right.
a touch. I'm probably more medium to high, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I want to get that crust sealed on there. You can already just smell the flavors going. So I'm going to go a couple minutes on this, and I'll check it. You don't want to move it around too much, because if you keep moving your fish around or any product, you're going to wipe off your crust.
Right. It'll peel right off.
It's going to peel right off. So you want to make sure your crust seals beautifully before you start handling it. And if this actually had some skin on it, I leave the skin on initially, because the bottom skin acts as a barrier. It holds in the moisture to steam it, and it's also going to hold in the flavor longer. And if you'd like to eat skin, you can crisp it up, and it's beautiful. But if not, when you flip your fish over, the skin's already not intact. You peel it off, add some seasoning to it, and you can crust the bottom of it. But it holds as a barrier to help steam it done. So I leave it on initially, and then I take it off, or sometimes I just cook with it on. It just depends on what I feel like having. So, but well, that's got a beautiful smell so far. How cool is it though? I got this piece of fish here from Fort Lauderdale, but it comes from the state that you're from.
Right.
It's awesome.
It's kind of ironic.
It is ironic. It's beautiful though. I love it. So I will put a link below, so if you want to try some swordfish, you can get this. This is the first time I've used it, and so far I'm very happy about the quality of it and what is the shipping and everything is really great. So we'll taste this here shortly and see how it is. And this gets frozen on the ship and then gets packaged and shipped out. So this is as fresh as you can get it. From the time I ordered it to the time it came to my house was 3 days.
Nice.
And it was wrapped up. I mean, it was frozen when it got here. And
right.
I put it in the refrigerator and let it do its own thing. So, and if you can kind of see here, I don't know if you can get that or not, Jim. You see how the pinkness of the fish there is starting to change. You can actually see it starting to get done. It's working its way up. So you can actually tell by the way the color of the fish changes itself, how it's cooking. So you can see it starting to get more, not translucent, but more white color to it.
Right.
And it's going to be, you can. That's how I judge with my fish. And the texture on the top too. It might be just a little bit jiggly, but I also let my food rest.
Right.
It's going to come out. It's going to sit for 5 minutes before we plate it and actually try it. Because you want to let it reabsorb all the juices back into itself. So. And you can also see it's starting to get in the meat sweats too.
Yes.
You kind of guide your way with that too. So I love that. That smell is just beautiful though. That's beautiful. I'm going to about another 20-30 seconds on that, and we're going to flip her over.
Beautiful.
It smells great. It smells really good.
Thanks for tuning in, Raymond.
How you doing, buddy? The extra seasoning there. I'm just going to
lay that over the top.
Right over the top. I wasted it, but I'm not going to use this plate again. I will get rid of that plate, and I will clean that up later. I always clean up my own mess. I clean my own mess up. I don't own a dishwasher. I have 2 dishwashers, lefty and righty. I do it myself. All the dishwashers I've had over my years, I've given away.
My dishwasher always gives me a hard time. I just kind of look at the dishes and I don't want to do them. I'm the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I give myself the hard time.
So as you can see, that it's starting to get that beautiful white color right there. The smell's beautiful. I'm getting the sweats on the top, and I think it's going to be time to flip this piece. So just quick here. Got that beautiful crust already formed. You can see the blackness of it. Hope you guys can see this at home.
That is looking good.
Got that nice blackness of it, and that's going to be part of the...
yeah, you can see it nice and clear.
Perfect. That's going to be from the coconut sugar that I use. And I love using this whenever
the smell.
The smell, oh man, yeah, it's beautiful. So what I'm going to do right now that my crust has been sealed, you want to have Jimmy's spoons here. And I'm just going to baste the top of it. I'm going to take the oil and the juices that are forming right here. You get the butter, you get the oil, you get the flavoring from the pan. And I'm just going to take this right across the top. It's going to give it that beautiful golden brown. And you always want to put your butter in right before you want to put your food in, because your butter is going to break down really quick.
Yes.
So you don't want your butter breaking down on you before you get the process started. So you can already see the different colors of it, but that type of color is going to give it that beautiful, beautiful crust, golden brown crust, and that flavor. But so far, I'm really pleased with the swordfish. And I'd throw asparagus in there. I'd throw Brussels sprouts in there. There's so many different things. And like Jimmy talked about on our podcast, which we just did. And if you haven't tuned into our podcast, check us out. We're on every Monday night at 5 o'clock, 2 Chefs, 1 Missions podcast on Spotify. And we talk about what we did, recap it, and we try to link everything to the videos as well. So you can kind of see what we're doing. You see what we talk about, or you listen to what we talk about, and you see what we're doing. So,
and there's a lot of, joking around too. So it's not just a boring talk of how to make things.
No, and
I mean, we
talk about everything.
Right. It's just a normal, 2 people talking and talking about food.
Exactly. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. And I'm going to let it go for maybe another 30 seconds to a minute or so, because I'm getting that beautiful cover, and I don't want to overcook it. Because you overcook fish, it's going to get tough in the middle. I will let it reabsorb its juices and just make itself tender and juicy and all that other fun good stuff. So I'll move my spoon out here. I do have an extra plate here. We're just using paper plates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to dirty up all of Jimmy's dishes because I want to make a swordfish. And if I did, I'd do the dishes anyway. But there's the bottom of it, Chef.
That looks gorgeous.
You guys can see what's going on there. Nice crisp on it. Take that off the heat so I can start to cool. And I'm just going to bring it right over here and put it on the plate. And I'm going to leave it alone. One thing I am going to do, though, I am going to take those beautiful juices right there and the flavoring. And I'm going to go right back
over the top of it.
I'm going to go right back over the top of it and just let it sit, ladies and gentlemen. Let it soak in. Let it reabsorb its juices and basically steam itself beautifully. So I talked about the texture too. So a little bit jiggly on the top. That's what I want. The sides are nice and you're getting that almost like a translucent, almost a white color to it. And it's just nice and jiggly on the top, but it's going to absorb the juices and it's going to get done. Trust me, it will be done. So I'm just going to let this sit here for about another 5 minutes or so.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for tuning in.
Mike, how you doing, buddy? I did make, though, yesterday, and I let it sit in the icebox overnight and everything. I made a dip that's going to go with it.
It's a good dip, too. That's got good flavor to it.
There's what it looks like right there. And since I have...
You went a little too far forward on us.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, there.
How's that, Chef?
Raise it up a little bit.
There you go. You guys remember the fast food chains, Top's Big Boy? You ever heard of them?
Yes.
That's my side job.
I mean, you're not wrong. Although
I do need to get the polka dots. Maybe I'll get a different chef's jacket. I get the polka dots, the checkerboard things there, and I'll curl my hair and be like...
Oh, I could dress you up as the Michelin Man.
You can do that as well. And when you get your restaurant running, from 2 hours prior to you opening up, I'll be out there. And then I got to go in and expedite or help Jimmy out. So,
Hi, Deb. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Deb. Depending on what I'm working with, I use different types of mayonnaise. I went with the Miracle Whip on this because it's tangy. It's a more tangier and a creamier one. I also have sour cream in this. I also have cream cheese in this dip. I wanted to access the flavors of the fish. I've got there's some coriander in it, of course, because it's going to add into the lemon zest. I got lemon zest in there. I have a lime zest. I also have a little bit of juice in there. I have mandarin orange juice in that. That's going to bring the sweetness. The flavor is going to stand out. It's going to be nice, smooth, creamy. That's going to back up against the thickness of the swordfish and going to cool down a little bit of crust and heat and the flavor that you're going to get from the seasoning itself. So you can see that, ladies and gentlemen, it's how beautiful that's looking. It's absorbing back in, get that nice, beautiful color with the flavors and everything. It smells beautiful.
Yeah, it does. I can smell it over here.
You can see the outside part. And you can go ahead and crust up your outside edges if you'd like to.
Yeah, let me get a little closer with this one.
But with
That
fish,
looks amazing.
fish, I like to leave it open so I can see how it's doing.
Right.
If I can't see the texture change and pay attention to the color, you're going to have a piece of leather coming out. So,
Or raw.
Or raw. But if you do it right, you pay attention to it, and if you do crust all the sides, it's going to be beautiful as well. You're going to get all that. So, should be just about done there, my friend. You get the butter put up. You always want to clean up your mess. Not going to go nothing fancy right here, but I'm going to take a little bit of this sauce I made. Put it right there on the plate, kind of centered up. I'm not going to go fancy with it. Get my fork. I'm going to take this beautiful piece of swordfish right here. Come off to the side here. Put my swordfish on. Get this out of the way right here. See that? I do have a little lime right here. Fresh lime that I brought with me. I am going to switch out knives since I used that other one and I haven't cleaned it out yet. So curl your fingers in.
Always.
I always catch myself doing that sometimes. Even all these years, I still got to tell myself, watch your fingers, you.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of fresh lime juice and go right over the top of it, hit it a little bit, go to the side, and to come back, put a little bit of drizzle of my sauce right on top.
Nice little dollop.
Little dollop of Daisy right there, or a little dollop of Walzy, however you want to call it. All right. Got a little bit of fresh, coarse sea salt. I'm actually going to dump that into my hand because I have better control over it when I do it that way. Just a little bit, I love salt as an enhancer.
Right, not a flavor.
Bring it in at the very end, and yes. If you bring it at the very end, it's going to do wonders for your dish. So I'm going to scratch that because I put it over there, Jimmy, and put your lid back on. And other than that, I'm going to got a little bit of basil here for just a little bit of added sweetness. Again, I pour it right into my hand. Not nothing. I love the smell of just basil. It's just sweet.
I love basil.
Just kind of sprinkle it over the top like that.
Or as Gordon Ramsay says, basil.
Basil. Got the basil. Just to be artsy fartsy, I'll just kind of put a garnish on top. And just something quick and easy. Blackened swordfish with a cream, basically a cream sauce on the side, a flavorful cream sauce. So pretty quick, pretty easy. Something you can anybody can do. Yeah. Just got to pay attention to it, and you can do any protein this way as well. Just it doesn't have to be swordfish. You can do any kind of fish, any kind of steak, chicken, whatever you want to do. Same process. You just got to learn the technique on how long to cook it. Pay attention to your firmness and stuff like that. So, but basically, ladies and gentlemen, that is a blackened swordfish. And now the true test is going to be tasting it. So, people, YouTube channel there.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, like I said, it's not real fancy. You know, I'd clean the plate up a little bit better, but we're all good. So I'm going to come right here, brother. Break that open. See, it's kind of nice and flaky on the inside, and I actually had to break that crust. Yes. You see how the crust stayed on there? That's what you want. You want to get that layer. You want the layers. Put it in with a little fish, or my little sauce right here. Give it a try. It's good. Good. This is going to eat more like a steak than it is a fish. You're going to think it's flaky, but it's going to have a firmer texture to it because it's more of a fish texture. So you got another fork, brother, and I'll let you.
Yep, right either in the strainer there or the top drawer.
I'll use my cane right here. So let's see what we got. You want a spoon? A spoon okay, brother?
That'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm not picky.
There you go, my friend.
Oh yeah, cut's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice rim of fat right there too.
Yes.
I'm definitely putting some of that on there because that's really good.
Kind of works together. You got the firmness, you got the creaminess, you got the heat from the blackening, you got the crust, you got the creaminess going on. Kind of works well together.
That's good.
And that's the first time I actually used my pantry plethora to blacken something like this, so not too bad. A little bit of a heat, but not overbearing.
Right.
It's there.
Taste the fennel.
Yes. So not bad. I didn't screw it up. That's the main thing. So, looks good.
No, we got Nick, Ken, and Diana all tuned in.
How you doing? How's everybody doing tonight?
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So, the video we're doing right now, Jimmy's going to have this one live on his Facebook page later on. When we're filming up there with my phone, it's going to be on our YouTube channel, which is 2 Shifts 1 Mission on our YouTube channel. You can reach out to us anytime at 2shiftsmissions@gmail.com for our email. You can reach us through our social media contact. We're there. Just reach out to us. And for the people who've been watching, subscribing, commenting, and wanting different dishes, we greatly appreciate it. We're just getting started, and we're going to have some fun with this. We got a lot of things coming up. It's going to be a fun summer and a fun winter. A lot of things you can do on the inside. So
last week was the wings. This week you got the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we were talking about possibly doing my frosted meatloaf.
Yes.
There's different things we could do. I mean, it's just that was one of the things we discussed earlier on the podcast.
Exactly.
That might be something we could do.
And right now, I film Chef Jimmy whenever he's cooking something. He's filming me. Eventually, Jimmy's going to get everything set up. We're just going to be doing like a full blown on kitchen. Jimmy can do this. He'll have me do this. We'll be prepping and cooking and working together to create something that's going to be just awesome.
Right. I just got to get the kitchen finished and find my 6 burner, and we'll be golden.
You'll get there, brother. It's looking good now. I probably should have kicked your hood on before I started, but I didn't, causing me burning or smoking.
Right.
So that's awesome. Hopefully I don't have any swordfish stuck in my teeth. But
hi, Carolyn. Thanks for tuning in.
Carolyn, how you doing, young lady? So last week on the podcast we talked about, I ate some bugs last week on the podcast. I do have the bugs at home. I do have Jimmy's special collection he picked out for me to eat for you guys. Not going to do it today because after we get done filming this, we're going to go outside, and I'm going to do this Surströmming rotten fish challenge. I don't necessarily call it a challenge. It might be a challenge to get it down. I've never tried anything like this. I have had some awkward stuff to eat, but this is a fermented fish that came in a can.
Right.
And Norwegian. It's a delicacy there, so I want to try it just for the fact of seeing what other people eat every day. Might not be your nice cup of tea, but somebody else eats this on a regular basis. So the history of it, the culture behind it really has me intrigued. I know what the other part's going to entail. So, but I'm not going to do that inside Jimmy's home.
Yeah, no. Wifey would not be appreciative. Neither would I.
Anybody.
Been there, done that, smelled it. Well, no, I want no part of it.
Well, I think the can's in there, but it's already swollen, and I know as soon as I puncture that thing, I'm probably going to get a bath.
And if you guys want to see this, I'm actually going to record it and post it to Facebook too, because this is just going to be too funny. So it won't be live, unfortunately. I mean, I probably could turn it into a live, but I think what I'm going to do is just turn it in, make a reel out of it, and put it up. I think that'll be funnier.
Yep. And we'll have it on our 2 Chefs 1 Mission site as well. We'll put it on there so you guys can watch it, and hopefully it's entertaining. I already didn't eat. That's probably the first thing I ate today, believe it or not. But I didn't want to put anything on my stomach knowing that I was going to eat that.
Yeah, because it would all come back out.
Hopefully this fish doesn't counteract with that fish. And we have a fish incident. So
there are enough cats outside that we'll clean it up.
So not too bad of a product right there. A little bit chewy, and maybe it's how I prepared it, or it might just be the fish cut itself. But swordfish and thicker cuts of fish are going to be eat more like a steak.
I'll be honest with you. Every time I've had swordfish, it's had that texture. It's never been.
Yes.
In my eyes, it's not chewy. That was actually almost perfect.
Yeah, and I try to do it that way too with the cream, because the cream actually will break in. Help.
I mean, obviously it's good. I keep going back for more.
Help yourself. Eat it all up, brother. I also left you with a couple ones too that you can experiment with. Make your own swordfish for you and your father. Have some swordfish with. So, even a nice
Terry, Tyler, and John, thanks for tuning in.
How we doing, everybody? And something like that. I mean, you can use just regular tartar sauce on it. It doesn't have to be an artsy fartsy dip. I wanted to make something different that's going to accent the dish and show you guys something simple on how to do it. So,
I mean, it's like my German broil that I made.
Yes.
That I did the video on. I mean, it's kind of a fancy sauce, but it's really not. It's actually quite simple to make.
Yeah. It's all about the flavoring. And I am going to clean Jimmy's kitchen up before I go eat rotten fish. You want that, brother?
Yeah, I'll keep that.
Okay.
I'll definitely use that.
Yeah, if you use it for something, you're more than welcome to have it. And nice Pyrex. See? So actually, a buddy of mine got this for my wife and I for our wedding. So we went for your wedding. One of the gifts was a meatloaf pan I wanted. I wanted a new meatloaf pan. I'm not real, I need the bling, I need this, I need that. No, just give me a pan or a spatula or a chef knife or some seasoning. I don't care.
Right.
So.
Now let me come around the other side and turn the camera around. Oh, there's Leo.
Hi, Leo.
Napping in the kitchen again.
Napping in the kitchen.
Yeah, turn this camera around. How you doing, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, I'll have the video of him eating that fish a little bit later. I'll get that recorded and then uploaded later on tonight. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. I think that's pretty awesome. I never expected this to actually do anything when I did a couple Facebook Lives that I did. A lot of people say that I should keep going, so here we are. We're going to keep going. Yep. And we've turned it into, well, he approached me shortly after that about doing the podcast and doing, the other stuff that we've done. So between the podcast, the YouTube, your Instagram, my Facebook, Pinterest. So we're going to be doing a bunch of different things. If you guys have any recipes or anything of the sort that you guys want us to try, we did have one person reach out. They want us to do a pastry.
Some stuffed pastries, bread and stuff like that.
He's the pastry guy. You don't want me making you pastries. Just not something I'm good at. I can do them, but I'd rather have somebody who's good at it do it. So there's that.
That's one thing I regret about my wife. She teaches. She's a daycare teacher.
Yes.
So she works with the infants and children. So she has the patience and she knows how to do crafts and arts and stuff like that. We're still watching you guys over there. We haven't forgot about you guys over there. But sometimes whenever I make a pastry or something, I want it to look great, I'll have her do it. This is how I want it to look. And she'll come in. And her dad's an architect.
Right.
He retired as an architect. So they're very particular about how things look and everything. I don't have the patience for that. Not necessarily. I can do it, but my wife brings in a whole different thing. So how you doing, young lady? Cut it. You don't see faces?
Oh, we in the wrong spot?
That better?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's why.
So I'm still here. We're all good. So you can hear us talking, but you can actually see my face on this other video. Not that anyone wants to see my face, but yeah, we're still here. So we're kind of working two cameras. We're still working out the kinks. Yeah.
So bear with us.
Bear with us. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off of Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really, truly appreciate it. And like I said, I'll have that other video on a little bit later today.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Miss all of you from New York.
God bless you. Be safe out there. And for everybody, for our Two Chefs, One Missions YouTube channel, we're glad that you, sorry, I got some seasoning stuck in my throat. Let me lean down here so you can see me here. But we appreciate you tuning in. And
there we go. Now they can see you.
I'm good. We got more videos coming. Bear with us, and we're going to get back into it. Jimmy and I both appreciate all the time everybody has spent reaching out to us, communicating with us, and it's going to be fun. So until then, I'm Chef Walzy.
I'm Chef Jimmy.
And this is Two Chefs, One Mission, and we appreciate you tuning in, and we're going to see you next time. God bless you all.
Take care.